Gene Wilder died a short time ago. He was in a number of very decent movies, films that had quality at least in part because they had the advantage of his performance. And because I had enjoyed those movies and the characters he played, I was sad when I heard that he died. I knew he had written a few books toward the end of his life, 2 or 3 novels, and I thought maybe I should read one of them. But which one? How could I choose? And when I looked them up to see if I could make a choice, I noticed that he had also written a non-fiction book, an autobiography, a memoir, called Kiss Me Like a Stranger. It was subtitled My Search for Love and Art, and I was struck by the title, its meaning somewhat obscure, coy, like, say, a stranger. And then there is the fact that I believe we are all strangers to one another, maybe even to ourselves. Wilder's search included sessions with a shrink. Also, since I'm more comfortable with nonfiction, I decided to get that book from the library. It was an easy, almost breezy book to read. I was surprised to learn what a serious person he was. He decided to be an actor, and he started very early, in summer stock. He attended the University of Iowa, then studied theater in England and the Actors Studio. Lots and lots of training and experience. He worked on the stage and then in cinema, hitting it big with the producers, and following that up with Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, Willy Wonka, on and on. He was no bit performer, he was a star. Not exactly the classic leading man, but his own man for certain. Wilder was very candid about his sexual history. I thought, too much so. He told me, I'm quite sure, more than I needed to know, and I'm absolutely positive more than I wanted to know. But he's right to include it, I guess. He's a Hollywood notable, and the fans want to get the scoop, the juicier the better. So it might be wiser to come forward with all of it rather than to think that you can conceal all, most, or even a tiny part of it. The semblance of a complete disclosure discourages further investigation. He had a genuine obsession, it seemed to me, with wanting to know how things happen, or conversely, how they do not happen. I have been thinking about this too lately, reflecting on free will and determinism in Samuel Beckett, and thinking about the action of karma and kismet because of Grimm's fairy tales. Wilder would often end a chapter with a meditation on why something had come to pass, how he fell in love without intending to, or why he made this movie and not that one, sort of a constant examination of the road not taken. For example, he whips up a note of thanks to Jerome Robbins, telling him why he's so grateful. 1. If you hadn't miscast me in Mother Courage, I wouldn't have met Anne Bancroft. 2. If I hadn't met Anne Bancroft, I wouldn't have met Mel Brooks. 3. If I hadn't met Mel Brooks, I would have probably be a patient in a neuropsychiatric hospital today, looking through the bars of a physical therapy window as I made wallets. In the epilogue to his book, Wilder discusses how he came by the title. Gilda Radner, his third wife, stood before him one day and said, I've got a title for you. Kiss Me Like a Stranger. Maybe you can use it someday. He says he did not understand it at the time, but has come to do so. The joy, freshness, the excitement that could be in the stranger's kiss. The stranger being exotic, like forbidden fruit. He says that is exactly what he has found with his fourth wife, Karen, and he says he found her, quoting him now, through an accidental beneficence, which I still don't understand. The accidental beneficence, which others might deem serendipity, has, if not precisely guided, at least roughly shaped his life. He tried to work with people he liked or admired or both, in projects he believed in. And in life one thing does lead to another, possibly not in a straight, logical, rigid line, possibly more forked, digressive, like lightning, branching out, until you find yourself in a place and you wonder how it was you got there. For want of a nail the shoe was lost, But if you did have the nail, and the shoe, and the horse, it might explain how you won. Serendipity, a mixture of luck and preparation, the search for love and art. I got the feeling that, though there was trial, tears, and tribulations in his life, overall, he enjoyed it immensely. In an interview he said, "I've had a wonderful life, a charmed life," and, lucky man, he was able to share it with so many.